So now when Groot ends up going, we're going to use that special. That's going to end up calling Rocket and get another assist in. And he survived. So close. Alright, so he's already looking lower than he was before. Groot, we're going to special. Come on, get him. There he goes. Awesome. How's it going, everybody? This series here, we have our U32 round 3 matchup. We are currently 1-2. We've been doing some experimenting, trying to figure out a few things before season 14 ends up coming upon us. And today we have 2 Fresh. Now let's go ahead and see what 2 Fresh has as far as this TCP goes. Looks like they've only put up about 51,000 points. Looks like they might not have had a clear in a room during this time. They are 180 million TCP. And as far as the defense goes, they have Super Skrull, Old School Emma, Nightcrawler, Pav, and Omega Sentinel over in stage 1. Pav and Old School Emma are both strikers. Omega is a raider. I think that's a missed opportunity. I think she should have been a striker here. And then Nightcrawler as a fortifier, so he's going to end up having that pre-taunt on him. Stage 2, we do have the full Starjammers team. In stage 3, we have the Illuminati with Odin and Mephisto. Now, there's been some screenshots and things going around showing how to get a one-shot on this using Starjammers. We're going to attempt that today. Hopefully, we can end up getting that pulled off. Then for stage 2, I have an interesting team I want to end up testing out in here. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, we're taking our Starjammers into the stage 3 matchup, the Illuminati Odin Null fight. Now, as far as ISOs go, I do have Raider on Havoc. I have Raider on Lilandra. I did end up making Howard and Rocket both a striker. Groot is a skirmisher. The reason for the Groot being skirmisher is Rocket's going to end up doing a move that's going to call the assistant, and then he's able to get kind of the triple tap in a sense on here. We need to tunnel down the Odin on here, so hopefully we try to get him killed off before he gets the battlefield effect out there. If he does, it's pretty much a lost cause. Let's go ahead and see if we can get the one shot on here. Okay, so right off the bat, we're going into Odin. We're going to end up doing an ult into him. And Howard, we're going to do a basic. There's the striker shot. Rockets, let's go ahead and do the special. That's going to call Groot in, so we're going to kind of get that triple tap going. All right, Lilandra, we've got an ult here. This is going to do 3 hits into Odin. So now when Groot ends up going, we're going to use that special. That's going to end up calling Rocket and get another assist in. And he survived. So close. That's pretty much a lost cause now. We almost got that. I think I'm going to try another attempt at this. Let's go ahead and see what we can get it. Okay, so now we ended up swapping Lilandra over to a striker, and we're keeping a Raider on Howard and Havoc on here. Let's see if this makes any sort of difference on there. We almost got that Odin, so I'm hoping we can try to punch through him this time. Let's see if we can get it. All right, so back into Odin. We're going to end up ulting into him. There's the crit. Let's go ahead and basic with Howard into him. All right, Rocket, we're going to special. This is going to get a striker shot. Lilandra, ult. This is going to be a striker hit as well. All right, so he's already looking lower than he was before. Groot, we're going to special. Come on, get him. There he goes. Awesome. All right, so now we just have to deal with this barrage that's coming in from the Illuminati team. All right, let's go ahead and... We can't stun. This ends up doing... Yeah, so this is just gonna be pure damage. They have the immunity on them. Let's try to do a basic into Captain Britain then. All right, let's go ahead and ult with Howard. I should have done the special. That's a misplay there. All right, let's go ahead and ult with Rocket. We need a heal bad from Groot. All right, let's go ahead and special. This is going to rebound chain. Let's go into Hank and rebound. All right, so Groot, he comes back there. All right, let's go ahead and heal up, get rid of those negative effects. That null's going to be an issue, I bet. Come on. This is still pretty scary, even after we take that Odin out. That's pretty crazy. Alright, come on. We need to try to take this Hank out and that null out. Alright. So we got a ton over here. It's just a damage, stun, trauma. They have immunity, though. Yeah, we got a basic again. There goes a rocket. That's not good. Let's go ahead and special. This hits everybody. That's what I meant to do before, as opposed to that ultimate from Howard. Alright, let's go ahead and basic here. That Hank is so close to being killed off. Alright, Howard's dead. This is not good. Let's go ahead and special. There goes our Howard. This is going to be a pretty bad cleanup. Alright, so there goes Gladiator. Alright. Let's go into Hank and special here. Hopefully you can take out that Hank. Come on, Lilandra. Alright, special. Alright, so we got the Hank out of the way. Alright, so that didn't work. We were able to get rid of the Hank. We were able to get rid of the Odin. Let's try and get that cleanup going. Alright. Alright, for stage 2, I'm going to see if I can try to use the Astral Mephisto team to get a one-shot into the Starjammers team in here. I don't know how this is going to end up being, but I'm just kind of winging it, doing some experimenting. Let's see what happens here. Alright, so right off the bat, have it going into Shadow King. Howard with the trauma ability block. Alright, Lilandra doing the ultimate. There goes our Emma Frost. Alright, let's go ahead and do the empowered basic into that Groot. And now I just fall over dead. Striker. So it looks like that didn't do too much. Am I able to make it to another turn for Mephisto? Let's find out. Got my death proofs. And nope, he got killed. And I lost it. Oh well. Alright, I want to see how this could end up faring as far as a cleanup goes. I have the Liberty team. I have Apocalypse in here. My Captain Sam is on defense. Initially, I wanted to use Liberty with Mephisto, but because that Cap Sam was on defense, I couldn't really do that. So I wanted to see what the other team could end up doing. I didn't do too well with the Astro Mephisto. So let's see if the Liberty team with Apocalypse can do some kind of cleanup in here. Alright, so Groot's still looking low, so that's definitely good. All right, so let's go ahead and see if we can go into Howard the Duck right here in special. All right, we're gonna special with Peggy into Howard. There he goes. And this is actually working really good. All right, let's ult there. There he goes. I guess I should have done this one before and gone with my gut. Even without Captain Sam, this is a really easy matchup. All right. So, not bad as far as the cleanup goes against that Starjammers. All right, we're going to end up bringing our Immortal X-Men into the Super Skrull and Friends comp. Now, Nightcrawler does have the Fortifier. However, Immortal X-Men stops the taunt, so we can kind of go whoever we want. Av and Old School Emma are both strikers, and Omega is that Raider. I think we should be okay on here. Let's go in. All right, so Av is going first. There goes Nightcrawler. All right, there's the ult from Omega, and our Storm got the stun. That's like the worst possible thing that could end up happening right there. We end up losing out on Storm's first turn. Let's go ahead and bring everybody together. All right, let's go ahead and special. I'm going to target Super Skrull for that special. Actually, didn't really matter because I made Jean a Raider for this. I don't want her being that striker. Let's go ahead and rewind. Actually, we're going to basic first. Let's basic into Super Skrull. He's going to get that turn meter. Now we could end up doing that special pretty quickly after that. All right, let's go ahead and special for turn meter rewind. All right, so we have a stun. Let's go ahead and special into Nightcrawler. There he goes. All right, so now we're just going to have the Super Skrull to get killed off right here. Right, special with Polaris. Let's go ahead and get some buffs on us. All right, so there's the basic. Next turn, Super Skrull's going to end up ulting. I think we should be okay. Storm is at 8 charges. Let's ult with Cable. All right, see if this ends up getting the kill. It should. 4 million, not terrible. All right, as far as the cleanup goes in stage 3, we're gonna end up using our Black Knight Thanos endgame. We have Old Man Logan in here. We do have Guardian in here to get the offense up, and I have Lady Deathstrike in here. So let's go ahead and see how this cleanup can end up going. We only have 2 members of the Illuminati and Null in here, so hopefully it's not going to be too terrible. All right, so Black Panther Shuri's going first. That's great. So now we are not having that negative resistance and damage. That mind control pushed Thanos endgame. Let's go ahead and special. And yeah, cakewalk. Let's go ahead and see if my opponent got the attacks in yet. All right, so my opponent did get the attacks in. They got a 25-291. We got a 25-085. So the extra dropped attack, and they got me a little bit on the efficiency. Let's see what they ended up doing. Like I said, I was doing that experiment. I wanted to see how that stage 3 matchup could end up going. The ISO swap definitely helped, so we do know that is a possible counter. I think I should have gotten it null sooner. Stage 1, I did Immortal X-Men 8563. Stage 2, I think I should have ended up doing like a Mephisto with Liberty. Because my Captain Sam was on defense, I couldn't really pull that move off. I think that could have actually ended up working on there. 8365. Stage 3, wrong ISO choice on here. Lilandra as a striker definitely made the difference. And Howard as a raider. Easy cleanup for that. For my opponent, they end up dropping my stage 1. They tried Immortal X-Men in here. They got Super Skrull killed off. Orcus finished it off. Then they used Night Stalkers for the cleanup. Stage 2, Mephisto and some unique characters in here. Very interesting. So we have Green Goblin Classic, Vulture. We have Spider Slayer for the offense up as well. We got Gore in here with Mephisto. Very interesting. 8566. Stage 3, Black Knight APOC Echo. Phoenix Force was able to kill off Null and the Phoenix Force. And then they used a New Warriors Weaver for the cleanup in here. So 8361. So I'm 1-3. I honestly don't really care at this point. It's U32. I'm just not a fan of it. 2 little rooms. But it's giving me practice for the next season. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, have one for the rest of the day.